I don't know how much longer I can go on like this. I really don't. I really don't. You know, something's gonna give eventually, and I'm just gonna be in the hospital, and that's just where I'll be, you know. Hopefully I have access to my phone at least, so I can keep y'all updated, but, you know.
Hi guys, how are you doing today? My name is Kidneyjay. The J stands for jerk because my kidneys are a pair of jerks, and that was Candy, HungrFatchicks, on her Amazora Dark Star channel, talking about a very real possibility. If she keeps going how she's going, she could end up in hospital in a long-term care facility, and not by choice. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I did follow some of Candy this week with her mukbang. I did see she did a Burger King How You Train Your Dragon menu mukbang. And then I saw her Amazora Dark Star channel upload, and that's what I want to focus on today. So we're going to talk about her and her hip pain. You guys know I broke both my hips a year and a half ago, so I'm no stranger to hip stuff. As well as, of course, we're going to look at the weigh-in and some other stuff like therapy. It looks like therapy might be ending for her. So before I do get started, if you could please hobble on over to that like button and tap it. Maybe crack pop your way to my subscribe button if you are new. Appreciate that. And I do have memberships listed down below if you want to support my humble little channel. That way you can do so. Okay, so let's start with Candy talking about her hip pain and how it's been giving her a hard time, in particular this week.
I've been having a really hard time standing lately. I don't know what I did in there, but something in the hip is definitely deteriorating.
Okay, so just a reminder, Candy has problems with one of her hips. She was supposed to follow up and get an open-sided MRI when she was going through all of her doctor's appointments with Red late last year, but that still hasn't happened. Ever since Red left, it seemed the doctor's appointments have stopped. I'm sure there are programs that can get Candy to and from her doctor's appointments. We have something here in Ontario called Wheel-Trans, and for a small fee, they will take you to and from your appointments. But she doesn't know what is going on with her hip, but she does have chronic pain.
You know, some days it's okay. You know, I can get up and down pretty easily, but, whew, man. Here lately, it's been kind of taking me a minute. So I've been trying to work on my leg muscles, like using the leg muscles, but, you know, to try to like save the hip. But man, you know, when the hip like snaps and pops, you know, whatever in there is snapping and popping, after it like crunches really good a few times, it's like real sore, like hours later, it's like super sore.
Ow, 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 ow. Her describing her hip popping like Rice Krispies. Oh, I felt that in me bones. Yes, it's great she's doing exercises to sort of strengthen that hip joint, but, and this is going to be thematic, threaded all through this video, she's not having professional help, right? So who knows if she's doing it correctly? Who knows if she's causing more harm than good? And talking about strength and muscle building and, you know, stability and all that, Candy goes on to say in this video how her body is basically deflating.
You can put a little bit of pressure on the tummy, and it's so like deflated. Look, it's like, look, it's just, I mean, it still looks like there's plenty of stuff in there. And if I lift it up and put it on top of my knees, because it's kind of hanging down right now. But it's like, it's emptying out. God. This arm is super, super empty. But this is the arm I sleep on. So it's taking it a little while to like empty out all the blubber.
I know some of you in the comments are going to be like, she hasn't lost any weight. I think she has. I think it's undeniable. If you look at her body, it has changed and deflated. She does leave a sedentary lifestyle, so you're not going to see any sort of muscle buildup. Hopefully, muscles aren't atrophying along with this weight loss, but it could be the case. Who knows? She needs medical professional help to sort of get everything sorted out and on the right track. All right, so let's get on our scoots and go and see how her weigh-in was. She prefaced this whole thing saying it wasn't a good week. She ate more than she should. It's all her fault. Yada, yada, yada. So let's just see.
Hopefully it's not too bad. Oh, not as bad as it could have been. Oh. Okay. Another chair. Oh. Dang it.
Hello.
Hi.
It's ready.
Oh. Ouch. Okay. Woo.
381.4 pounds.
381.4. Okay. Well, maintaining is good. Well, I mean, it's better than I thought it was going to be any day one. And I know it's not funny, but...
By the way, Candy says she laughs because it's sort of a nervous coping laugh. Anyways, so she basically maintained for the week down 0.2 pounds since her last weigh-in. And that brings us to the therapy portion of the video. Now, I've said this 1,000 times, it is not about the food. It looks like it's about the food, but it's not about the food. It's about Candy and her mind and getting professional help to work through her past traumas, work through her issues, why she copes and turns to food. And if it wasn't food, maybe it'd be something else. And she's not going to get better until she gets to the root of these problems. The subconscious is driving the bus, making these choices for Candy, and she needs to resolve that. But hey, let's get to what she has to say about her therapy and her therapist.
And my big excuse is I just don't have the willpower to do it. There are days that I do. There are days that I do, and then days that I don't. My therapist is retiring. I got a text from her the other day, and she told me she's retired. So I've got to start like looking for a new therapist. You know, and it might be a good thing. You know, I think I've been seeing this therapist off and on for many, many years now, probably since like 2016, 17 maybe. God, I don't remember. Yeah, just off and on. I mean, but anyway, and I feel like we covered as much ground as we could cover, so.
Holy Freud balls. I would say yes. I think a new therapist is going to be a welcome change. It will be an uncomfortable change. It seems like she's very comfortable with this therapist, which you should be. Obviously have a good rapport with your therapist, but not to the point where you're talking about the weather, daily events. You're not doing any growth, any work on yourself. They are not facilitating that in any way. And if you look at Candy today, you would say, yeah, maybe that is the case. Now, I'm not disparaging this therapist by any means, of course. But like Candy said, maybe this is a good change, a welcome change. Now, the rub of it all, the caveat is Candy actually has to go and find herself a new therapist. We've seen in the past, if things aren't easy for her or handed for her, if it takes a lot of work and discomfort, she might not follow through with it. So let's hope she does, because like I said, she needs to change her mindset, change something. So like she said in the beginning, she does not end up in some sort of facility. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you coming to my TED Talk. I know this one was a little bit different, and I appreciate all of you. Bye now.